Hello and welcome back to my workshop. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, a little bit new. We're going to be making bacon. Stick around, see what we do. Alright, so first things first. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be splitting this big giant hunk into roughly 3 equal pieces. It's not that important to be, completely accurate, but if it's even, then it's just easier to keep track of. I've got a nice sharp knife, hands are clean, cutting board's clean, always want to make sure you go food safety first. And I've got a new microphone here, so let me know if it works, if it's better than the other setup. Just a little lapel microphone, so hopefully the audio is a little bit better than it has been in the past. Alright, so we're just going to be going through what I'm doing Now we're going to be doing this from start to finish, basically over the course of a week. It takes about 7 days after you cure the bacon to go through the whole process, actually get to the point where it's ready. I'll explain everything as I go through it and what it does. So one line there and maybe about here. Look, so this piece is a bit thicker, so I want to make it a little bit less big. That looks about right. A sharp knife is a safe knife. The more effort it takes to cut through stuff, the more likely you are to hurt yourself while doing it. All right, so first off, I'm going to just go through my normal recipe here. It's going to be very few edits because this is just going to be me going through it piece by piece and just sharing it with you guys. It shouldn't take very long. What you need, you're going to need 3 of these large freezer bags. Well, if you have a 3 kilogram piece of pork belly, anyway. Either way, you need a large freezer bag that can fit the piece of meat in it. You're going to need brown sugar, and you're not going to need a bunch of salt. And then whatever herbs and spices you want to put in this thing. So in here, basically for about, what is that? What did I have in here? About a kilo, you need half a cup of salt and sugar. So it's a lot, but big old boxes of kosher salt. Costs, I think, $8. Yeah, I think around $8. Not a big deal. All right, so white sugar, giant bag. It wasn't a half a cup, it's a quarter cup. A quarter cup around per kilo, because it does draw out a whole bunch of that moisture. So you don't need all that much, but it's still a lot. And this is what's called dry curing. How did hair get in there? There you go. Basically the only difference between dry curing and wet curing is the lack of water. So, right now this first one is going to be a maple syrup bacon, because I love maple syrup. I am Canadian after all. And it's the same things. Even though there's maple syrup in it, it's not water. So, still considered dry curing for some weird reason. Don't ask why. So, quarter cup, maple syrup. It's going to make a pretty thick paste. Yeah, I'll let you out in a second, puppy. I don't know if any of you could hear that, but my dogs are inside and they want to go outside and run. So I'm gonna just go do that. Salt draws out the moisture of basically the meat, right? So when you're cooking it or when you're brining it, curing it, what it does is it pulls out all that moisture in the bacon, preserves it, kills any bacteria or anything like that, and makes it, you know, it turns it into bacon. Usually this will be looking a lot darker because of the brown sugar, but because I don't have any, it's gonna just look a little bit less. So it's just a nice little paste here. Just gonna try to spread it evenly a little bit. It's not, you know, only thing you need to do, but it's also not like that important to spread it out like this. It will soak into the bacon. As the moisture gets drawn out, it's going to basically turn into like a little bit of a slurry. And then as the moisture gets drawn out, it'll dissolve the salt more and the sugar more, and it'll just basically keep curing in its own juices. So, you know, fun things you do. So this one is just maple syrup, sugar, bacon. Closing it off, getting rid of as much of the excess air as you can. Not, you know, entirely required, but it just helps. I've been asked before by friends and family if it's cheaper to make your own bacon if you have a smoker, or if it is to, you know, buy your own bacon. So it varies, but basically that giant slab, I think I got it for like, I think $50, right? All the ingredients, as long as you buy it in bulk, ingredients for one slab of bacon, 1 kilo of bacon is like, I don't know, maybe $4 at the most, right? So I'll say 60 bucks for the whole thing, 3 kilos of bacon. If you're using, like buying store-bought bacon, 3 kilos of bacon is probably close to $100 to $120. Maybe a bit more than that. So yeah, I think it's worth it. This stuff, awesome here. It's a umami booster. It's a flavor enhancer. Basically just garlic and mushroom. There's some salt in it, some sugar, some other stuff. But this stuff is delicious. I love it. And it is gonna make a fantastic bacon. Same thing, just mix it all up, put it in a bag, or mix it all up, slide it around the thing, put it in a bag. But with it being dry, I'm gonna switch the order of operations around a little bit, because I don't want to you know, spill any. Mix it up in the bowl a little bit first. Doesn't need to be, you know, perfectly mixed. It's gonna get mixed as the bacon or as the meat gets cured, right? Put it in a bag. Perfect, boom. Missed a little bit of moisture in here, whatever. Not the end of the world. It smells delicious. Cut the bacon, put it in the bag. Make sure the meat's on the cutting board so you can cut it better. I'm not a chef. I'm an idiot that does stuff at home. Don't take safety tips regarding, or not safety tips, but don't take advice on how to cut things from me. I am an idiot on the internet. There you go. Meat in a bag. Close it. Make sure as much of the air is out as possible. Close it up. And then you got all this powder here. Mix it up on the bag. Mix it up on the bacon. It doesn't matter. It's going to spread. It's going to cure. It doesn't matter if it fits everything perfectly. You will be fine. What are we going to do next? What's the next kind we're going to make? Well, you're making it at home. You get to experiment. And what better way to experiment than to use weird spices. This is everything bagel seasoning. What am I gonna do on it with it? I'm gonna put it in here. Why? Because my wife loves everything bagels and everything bagel seasoning. Is this gonna make for good bacon? I don't know. Is this a mistake? Probably. Will I do it anyway? Absolutely. Pour it in. Easier than the other way. That's a better way to do this. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just excited. Bacon is delicious. All right, start to finish. Done. 3 packages of bacon. You see how easy that was? You see how quick that was? 3 packages of bacon. Took less than 20 minutes. You can do it. I believe in you. What's the next step? Well, next step is you put them in the fridge for 7 days, basically. Put them in a fridge, make sure they're cold, airtight bags, and all you do is you flip it every day, right? Turn it upside down every day so that all the moisture, everything gets all sucked out of it. And then after a week or 2 weeks, depending on how long you want to cure it for, I think the recommended is a week. You don't want to go longer than that. But then you smoke it. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna be back in a week and I'm gonna smoke it. All right, so I goofed on the audio a little bit and it didn't work, but here's what I'm doing. I'm just getting some wood chips and draining them. I soaked them in water for about an hour or two. I'm just wrapping them up in some wood foil so they don't just burst into flames. That's pretty much all I did here before I realized what my mistake was. So now that's all good, we're just gonna keep going on with the video. I just realized that that entire section, my microphone was not turned on. So I'm gonna fix that in editing and add a little over ADR of what I was doing there and what I was saying because that was dumb. I'm sorry, we'll fix that for the future. I just have to get used to using this thing. So this one here is the umami seasoning. Cut it in half. And that's looking pretty good. And then we'll try a tiny little bit here. Oh yeah, that's good. That's great. A+ on that one. Still really salty, but it's bacon. And this is the maple syrup one. The reason I'm cutting them in half is because I'm gonna separate them all into 2 bags, freeze them. This thing looks a little wrong on the outside here. I don't know what this is. Might just be smoke or something, I don't know. But bottom looks good, it's not really crispy. Yeah, it's cooked, it's to temperature. It might not be as cooked as the other stuff, but it should be fine. This one I won't taste test. At least not on that edge. I'll maybe just take a tiny little bit from the edge here. Oh, that's real good. Now the everything bagel seasoning was the closest to the fire, so it should be the most cooked. Oh yeah, look at that. The fat started getting rendered and everything. This one should be completely fine. I'll cut another tiny piece. If you're wondering why I'm using tongs, don't ask. This is my choice, not yours. Look at that. Delicious, I think. Let's find out. Oh. You know what? I think out of the three of those, the everything bagel is actually the best. It's, yeah, I don't know. That's really good. It's really good. I might have to do more of that in the future. Everything bagel, best. Maple syrup, second. The umami seasoning, oh, it's just too salty for some reason. I don't understand how. I put the same amount of salt in all of them, but the other two, I don't know, they just taste way better. Next steps are to cool them down and put them in bags and freeze them, but I'm not gonna record that because that's a waste of time. You know what putting stuff in a bag is and freezing it? Like, I don't know. And then how are you gonna cut this? A knife. Cut it however you want. Are you gonna make bacon at home? Probably not. Is this worth it? Was it worth the time and the effort? For me, yeah. For you, who knows? I'm not your boss. Do what you want. If you want to buy bacon, buy bacon. If you want to make bacon, make bacon. But at least now you know a really easy way to do it, as long as you have a smoker and you've got bacon. So, all right. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Enjoy.